Hey there, wonderful listeners. This is Emma coming to you with another episode of Real World English. I woke up feeling so refreshed this morning after trying that new meditation technique we talked about last week. How about you, Jake? Did you have a good night's sleep?
Hey, Emma, and hello to all our amazing listeners out there. Oh man, I wish I could say the same. I was up pretty late last night, actually. I've been trying this new thing where I listen to French vocabulary while I'm sleeping. My cousin told me it works wonders, but honestly, I'm not sure if I'm learning anything or just losing sleep.
Wait a minute. You're trying to learn French while you're sleeping? That sounds like something from a science fiction movie. Is that even possible?
That's exactly what I was wondering, and I figured who better to discuss this than you and our wonderful listeners. I mean, wouldn't it be amazing if we could actually learn while we sleep? Think of all the extra time we'd have.
That's such a fascinating topic, Jake, and perfect timing too, because today we're going to explore the mysterious world of sleep learning. Can we actually learn new things while we're fast asleep? I'm so excited to dive into this with everyone today.
Me too. And for our listeners who are just joining us for the first time, we're Emma and Jake, and this is Real World English, where we explore practical English through everyday topics that matter to you. And today's topic might just revolutionize how you think about those 8 hours of shut-eye.
Absolutely. And before we begin, we want to thank all of you for your wonderful comments on our last episode. We truly appreciate your support and feedback. It means the world to us.
It really does. And remember, we speak very slowly and clearly on this podcast to help our English learners follow along easily. So let's get started with today's fascinating topic, sleep learning.
So Jake, tell me more about this sleep learning experiment of yours. How exactly are you trying to learn French in your sleep?
Well, I downloaded this app that plays French vocabulary words very softly while I'm sleeping. The advertisement claimed I could master French while dreaming of Paris. Pretty convincing, right? I've been trying it for about a week now.
And are you suddenly dreaming in French or ordering croissants like a native speaker?
Not exactly. The only French word I seem to remember is fatigué, which means tired. And that's probably because I am actually tired from having these words playing all night. But I'm really curious. Is there any scientific evidence behind sleep learning, or did I just waste money on this app?
That's such a good question. Sleep learning, or Hypnopedia as scientists call it, has a really interesting history. It actually dates back centuries, but it became really popular in the 1950s and 60s when people thought you could play recordings while you slept and wake up having learned new information.
Really? So this isn't a new concept at all?
Not at all. In fact, it was even featured in Aldous Huxley's novel, Brave New World, back in 1932, where children were taught moral lessons during sleep. But here's the interesting part. Most of those early commercial claims were debunked by scientists.
Oh no. So my app is totally useless?
Well, not necessarily. The science around sleep learning has evolved a lot. What researchers have found is that we can't learn completely new information during sleep, like brand new vocabulary or facts. Our brains simply don't form those kinds of new memories while we're unconscious.
So you're saying I can't learn new French words while I'm sleeping. That's disappointing.
But wait, there's good news too. More recent research has shown that sleep actually plays an incredibly important role in learning, just not in the way your app promised.
Oh? Tell me more. I need some hope here.
The fascinating thing scientists have discovered is that sleep actually helps consolidate memories. When we sleep, our brains are busy processing and strengthening the things we learned while awake. It's like our brain is filing away all the important information and making connections.
So sleep is more about strengthening what we've already learned rather than learning new things?
Exactly. Think of it like this. During the day, your brain collects all these pieces of information, and then at night, while you're sleeping, it sorts through everything, decides what's important to keep, and strengthens those memories.
That makes so much sense. So instead of trying to learn new French words while I'm sleeping, I should study them before bed and then let my sleeping brain help cement that learning.
Yes, that's exactly right, Jake. And there's even more fascinating research about this. Scientists at the University of Zurich found that people who learned foreign vocabulary and then slept afterward remembered more words than those who stayed awake after learning.
That's amazing. So sleep really is a powerful learning tool, just not in the way I was trying to use it.
Let's dive a bit deeper into the science. During sleep, our brains cycle through different stages, including something called slow wave sleep and REM sleep. Research suggests that slow wave sleep, which is the deepest kind of sleep, is especially important for consolidating factual memories and knowledge.
That's really interesting. So different types of sleep help with different types of learning?
Yes, slow wave sleep seems to help with declarative memories, facts, and knowledge, while REM sleep may help more with procedural memory, like learning physical skills or recognizing patterns.
Wait, so if I'm learning to play the guitar, would sleep help with that too?
Absolutely. Research has shown that people learning new motor skills, like playing a musical instrument or even typing, show improvement after a good night's sleep, even without any additional practice.
That's incredible. It's like your brain continues practicing even while you're sleeping.
In a way, it is. And here's something even more fascinating. There are some promising studies showing that certain techniques might actually enhance this process.
Really? Like what?
Well, one approach that researchers have explored is called targeted memory reactivation. Basically, if you pair learning with a specific sound or scent and then re-expose yourself to that same sound or scent during deep sleep, it might help strengthen specific memories.
So if I study French vocabulary while, say, listening to lavender and then have lavender by my bed while I sleep, that could help me remember the words better?
That's the idea. In one study, researchers had people learn the locations of objects on a screen while a specific sound was played. Then, when the participants were in deep sleep, the researchers played some of those sounds again. When they woke up, the people remembered the locations better for the objects associated with the sounds that were played during their sleep.
That's so cool. So there are ways to boost learning during sleep, but it's more about enhancing the processing of what you've already learned, rather than learning completely new things.
Exactly, and I think that's actually more powerful than the kind of sleep learning your app promised.
You know what, Emma? I think you're right. Instead of trying to take a shortcut, maybe I should focus on studying French before bed and then getting a good night's sleep to help my brain consolidate what I learned.
That sounds like a much better approach. And speaking of practical approaches, let's share some tips with our listeners about how they can use sleep to improve their learning, including their English learning.
Great idea. So, first tip, study before bedtime. Reviewing vocabulary or information shortly before sleep might help your brain prioritize that information for consolidation during the night.
Second tip, get enough quality sleep. This might seem obvious, but so many people underestimate how important good sleep is for learning. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep.
Third tip, create a sleep-friendly environment. Keep your bedroom dark, quiet, and at a comfortable temperature. And maybe try to avoid screens at least an hour before bed, as the blue light can interfere with your sleep quality.
Fourth tip, be consistent with your sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time each day helps regulate your sleep cycles, which can improve the quality of your sleep and therefore your memory consolidation.
And fifth tip, if you want to try that targeted memory reactivation technique we talked about, you could associate your learning with a particular scent, like lavender or vanilla, and then have that same scent present while you sleep.
Just a quick note on that last tip. While the research is promising, it's still in the early stages, so don't expect miracles. The most important thing is still getting good quality sleep after learning.
What about some common myths about sleep learning, Emma? I feel like I've fallen for one already with my app.
Oh, there are quite a few myths out there. The biggest one, which we've already discussed, is the idea that you can learn completely new information while asleep. Despite what some products claim, you simply can't learn a new language or study for an exam while you're unconscious.
Are there any other misconceptions people have?
Another common myth is that you need less sleep as you get older. While sleep patterns may change with age, adults of all ages still need about 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, especially if they're actively learning new things.
And I've heard people say they can catch up on sleep on the weekends after a week of sleep deprivation. Is that true?
Unfortunately not. While you might feel more rested after sleeping in on the weekend, you can't truly make up for the cognitive benefits lost from consistent sleep deprivation. It's much better to maintain a regular sleep schedule throughout the week.
You know, I'm realizing how many misconceptions I had about sleep and learning. I think I need to completely rethink my approach.
That's what learning is all about. And that's why we love doing this podcast. We're always discovering new things too.
I wonder if any of our listeners have tried sleep learning methods or have noticed how sleep affects their English learning.
That's a great question. We'd love to hear from you all. Have you noticed that you remember English words better after a good night's sleep? Or maybe you've tried listening to English while sleeping. Did it help?
You know, now that we're talking about this, I'm remembering something from when I was learning Spanish in college. I noticed that sometimes I'd struggle with certain conjugations one day, go to sleep, and wake up the next morning somehow understanding them better, even though I hadn't studied again. I guess my brain was working on it while I slept.
I've had similar experiences. Sometimes I'd go to bed confused about something I was learning and mysteriously wake up with clarity. Our brains really are amazing.
So, to wrap up what we've learned today, while we can't learn completely new information during sleep, sleep plays a crucial role in processing, strengthening, and organizing what we've learned while awake.
And there are ways to potentially enhance this process, like studying before bed and maintaining good sleep hygiene.
I think I'll be canceling my subscription to that sleep learning app and focusing instead on reviewing my French vocabulary before bed, then getting a good night's sleep to help cement what I've learned.
That sounds like a much more effective approach. And for our listeners who are learning English, remember that getting good sleep after your English practice sessions can really help strengthen what you've learned.
Absolutely. And now we'd love to hear from you. Have you used sleep to help with your learning? We'd love to know if any of the strategies we discussed today have worked for you, or if you have questions about sleep and learning.
You can leave your comments on our website at realworldenglish.com or on our social media pages. We always love hearing from you.
And as always, thank you so much for listening to Real World English. We're so grateful to have you with us on this learning journey.
Remember, good sleep is not a luxury. It's an essential part of effective learning. So tonight, when you go to bed, know that your brain is still working, helping you become a better English speaker.
That's right. Sweet dreams and happy learning to all of you. This is Jake.
And Emma, signing off until next time. Sleep well, everyone.